Hi Pisces, this is your horoscope for December 2017. From the 2nd of December until the 22nd of December, Mercury, the communication planet, is in Sagittarius and it goes retrograde in your 10th house of career. So expect communication issues in your working life. Make sure that if you're, sending memos, signing things, drawing up contracts, engaging with colleagues, starting new projects, brainstorming with colleagues, make sure that things are doable, first of all, that they're practical, and make sure that you communicate in a way that's very, very simple to avoid misunderstandings. And if there are misunderstandings, then put up your hands and say, I really didn't mean it like that, and I expressed myself badly, and I apologize. People can do that, Very few people do it. They usually say, oh, stop it, if you're bothering me, or there's no need for this, or I don't know what you're talking about, but I thought it was very offensive. You can just say, I didn't mean that, and if I offended you, I'm sorry. Or if I hurt your feelings, I apologize. That's the end of it. It can be as simple as that. Something to practice if miscommunication comes up. Doesn't necessarily have to, but Mercury retrograde usually throws a spanner in the works here or there. But the other thing that could happen is that actual communication things like telephones and computers and stuff could play up as well. On the 3rd of December, we've got the full moon in Gemini, and this is a really strong full moon. It's got the number vibration of 1111, which is like this magical new doorway. And I've made a separate video on that. So if you want more information, check out that full moon in Gemini video. But for you, it happens in your 4th house of family. So it's wonderful for you family-wise here at the beginning of the month, which is great moving into the Christmas period because you're immediately on the right page with family and everything's kind of planned and you're looking forward to it. From the 11th of December through until the 31st, we've got Saturn, the planet of structure, beginning to conjunct the Sun, which is your identity. Both of them are in Sagittarius in your 10th house. So there's going to be a really rigid sense of, I want to move ahead with my work and really progress, but I don't know exactly how. And especially up until the 20th, you're going to have that feeling of being torn. I want to do this, but is it practical? Will this work? I want to do that, but don't want to work with them. Maybe this will work, but it's really kind of, it's very difficult to decipher by thinking about this. It becomes much easier on the 20th. So don't torture yourself from the 11th until the 20th by forcing yourself to make a decision. Wait until the 20th through until the 31st, because then it's much easier to make decisions. It'll just be like, I like this, it's practical, I can do it, let's go. So you save yourself a lot of kind of, gray matter there and a lot of anxiety by not going over things over and over. On the 7th, for no reason, it's one thing to go over something and then to come up with a brilliant decision, but if your head is just like a washing machine and you don't come up with anything, then you can save yourself the effort. On the 17th of December, going through until the 6th of January, Mars, the archetypal male principle, begins to trine Neptune. Neptune is in your sign of Pisces, really happy in your 1st house. Chiron is in Pisces and so is the transiting Ascendant. So all of those are in Pisces, so they form this harmonious relationship. It's 120 degrees away from Mars in Scorpio, also in water, and Jupiter is next to Mars in that 9th house, and Jupiter is the planet of good luck and good fortune. So from the 17th of December until the 6th of January, you're going to get really strong feelings and desires about what you want to do over this period in terms of travel, in terms of learning, in terms of expanding your emotional kind of intuition or imagination. You really want to progress. You also want to manifest your life into something that you're happy with. So listen to your feelings during this time. It's really, especially if something is like, oh, that feels exciting. That's the green light to move ahead with it and to really grab it. When you get those feelings, write them down. Make sure you do something with them. They're really, really fulfilling things that are really going to make you feel good and that are going to support the way you feel about yourself and your life. On the 18th of December, Saturn now begins to conjunct Venus. Venus is the planet of love and beauty. So the joy that you've had for your work and the pace that you've been going on starts to slow. Saturn affects it in the sense that Mercury retrograde affects it by being torn, by being pushed and pulled and not knowing exactly which way to go. So the 18th and 19th particularly are also days to kind of cool your heels a little bit, not to decide. It's made more difficult because on the 18th we have the new moon in Sagittarius in your 10th house, and the new moon is when the moon pulls in new energy to start its new monthly cycle, and it's pulling in Sagittarius energy. And Sagittarius default mode is gallop. Ignore details, ignore everything around you, just gallop off into the future and discover and learn and broaden your horizons. So that's really going to urge you to really do something and to make something happen just before Christmas here. Uranus is in Aries in your second house of money, so that too says it's time to strike while the iron is hot. But the problem is that you're still conflicted and you don't know exactly which project is going to be right. Now on the 20th, Saturn does go into Capricorn. Saturn stays in each sign of the zodiac for 2.5 years. So it's been in Sagittarius for 2.5 years. It now goes into Capricorn, and it stays in Capricorn until April 2020, so about 2 years and 4 months. And Saturn in Capricorn immediately makes you much more decisive. It's like, okay, we've got these couple of options. This is the most practical one. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with it. And Saturn sits in Capricorn in your 11th house of hopes and dreams. So does Pluto in Capricorn, and the moon is there as well. So Pluto is about the phoenix rising from the ashes and new beginnings. So you're going to be super, super productive now from the 20th of December through until 2020. Much more productive than usual. So congrats, because you're going to take much more practical action to make your dreams a reality. The only thing to watch out for with Saturn in Capricorn is that it's very kind of serious. And anything that goes wrong, you're going to, the blame will fall on you. Because all the work is down to you. If you want something in life, you have to work for it. If you're broke, then that's your fault because you didn't work hard enough. It's really kind of, it's blunt, it's harsh, it's brutal. So make sure to use it to be productive and really work a lot and to be very a constructive and prolific type of person. But also make sure that you remember you're not a robot or a machine, that you need time out, that you need to look after your health, that you need time for self-care and just walking in nature and all of that stuff. It's really going to urge you to take on all of the responsibility of your life, of your world, and to say, I can work to make everything better. And it can even extend to, this person is sick, I can work to make them better. And that's the kind of thing where you're really getting yourself in hot water, because remember, you're powerless over people, places, and things. So the things that you can control are things that you want to build, that you want to work on, that you want to make a reality, your dreams and desires, to make those externally tangible in your real world. Focus on that kind of stuff and be gentle with yourself and enjoy the productivity, because you're not going to be torn anymore. You're going to be like, oh my God, love it, do it. Okay, 21st of December, that's the winter solstice. So it's the shortest day of the year in the northern hemisphere, longest in the southern. And you have got the North Node in Leo in your 6th house. So you will get ideas about how to move ahead with your work and how to really do the most effective and powerful thing in your arsenal. No, that's not a nice word. Arsenal indicates war, and it's not a war. The strongest skill, the biggest talent, the project that's going to bring the best out in you. You'll discover that on the winter solstice, so make sure you meditate or you do something that really gets you going in terms of, I love this, I'm excited, and you align yourself with that energy. It's going to bring you a lot of information. On the 24th of December, so we got Christmas Eve, Uranus has moved out of your 3rd into your 2nd, so that's really good. So it's not going to be this, blowing up at people at Christmas Eve, telling them what you think of them. You're focused on work, you're focused on realizing your hopes and dreams. Christmas for you is going to be a breeze. You'll be able to chat, small talk, it doesn't even register. you're really kind of self-absorbed, to be honest, and you're looking at what it is you can create in future for yourself. So when other people say things that potentially could bother you at other times, you're not even going to be, you're going to be like, whatever. So make sure that you're present. Because what I'm seeing is that you're kind of absent-minded at Christmas. And that you're just focused on your own stuff. And yeah, don't miss the festivities by thinking about the future. Be in the now, as Eckhart Tolle says. Be in the now. Now, on the 25th, Venus goes into Capricorn and it joins your 11th. So even more love for what it is I can do to actualize myself in my working life or through my working life. How can I make my work an extension of who I am internally? You're going to be hugely inspired around this time of year. It's interesting because Christmas, you can't really do much. I mean, on the 25th and 26th, everything's closed. What can you really do? So make sure you note all of these things. Don't think they're just Christmas dreams, that are impractical. Write them down and then take action on the 27th, 28th, 29th. Finally, New Year's Eve, 31st of December, we have got the North Node in Leo in your 6th house. So basically the same thing. More creativity, more inspiration, more insight into how you can actualize yourself at work. So that's where all the info is going to come from. Also, the moon is in Gemini in your 4th house. So spending New Year's with family is going to be really fun for you. People who you love, people who you know. Either spending it at home in front of the TV, having fun, or with friends, your adopted family, or going out as a group. But be with people who know you and who you know and who you love and who you're close to. That's going to give you the biggest sense of fun and you'll have a really good New Year's. So that's what I get for you here in December. I hope it gives you something to go on. If you have any questions for me personally, then please get in touch with me to order a personal reading. You can do that on my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel and I'll speak to you next month.